He was a feared enforcer, a beloved character, and a true wrestling veteran. But in 2004, the world was stunned by the news of Big Boss Man's sudden death. Today, we're going beyond the character to explore the man, his life, and the heartbreaking events that led to his passing. Ray Washington Traylor Jr., better known as Big Boss Man, really made his mark in wrestling. Before he became a star, he was a corrections officer in Georgia, but in 1985, he switched gears and jumped into the wrestling ring. Starting off, Traylor wrestled under his real name and had a tough time as a jobber. Basically, he was the guy who lost to make other wrestlers look good. But it didn't take long for Dusty Rhodes, a big name in the business, to notice his potential. Rhodes transformed him into Big Bubba Rogers, a tough, silent bodyguard type. And that's when Traylor's career really took off. He later joined the Universal Wrestling Federation and even snagged the UWF Heavyweight Championship. Traylor was a force to be reckoned with, defending his title against some top-notch wrestlers until he eventually lost it. Traylor's stint as the Big Boss Man in the WWF, now WWE, is legendary. He captured the WWF Hardcore Championship 4 times and became a fan favorite for his charisma and ring presence. His impact was so significant that he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2016. A proud moment for his family, and this man was truly a legend. I mean, take a look at these comments, and you would know exactly what I mean. You all loved to hate him, but still picked him in the arcade game. That's pure love for a legend. But don't get carried away. Big Boss Man's time in wrestling definitely had some wild and controversial moments that still get people talking. But before we get into them, please make sure to like and subscribe for more such updates. Thank you. One of the biggest ones was when he got involved in a storyline with Big Show that went way over the top. The plot had Boss Man messing with Big Show right after his character's dad had passed away, which was already a sensitive topic. But then things really crossed the line when Boss Man showed up at the funeral, stole the casket, and made some pretty heartless comments. A lot of fans felt like this was just too much, using something so personal just to stir up drama. Then there was the 1999 Hell in a Cell match between Big Boss Man and The Undertaker. The match was already pretty intense, but it's the ending that really shocked everyone. In a staged moment, The Undertaker hanged Boss Man from the top of the cage. Even though it was all part of the show, it was so graphic that it made a lot of viewers uncomfortable. Some people felt like it was just pushing things too far, even for wrestling. Over the years, people have also looked back at Big Boss Man's prison guard character and noticed some things that don't sit well today. There were moments in his promos and behavior that leaned into racial stereotypes. It wasn't blatantly racist, but it's something that feels a bit problematic when you think about it now. In the ring, Big Boss Man had a reputation for being really tough and physical, which sometimes led to complaints from other wrestlers. He was sometimes called a stiff worker, which basically means he could be a bit rougher than necessary. While that's not uncommon in wrestling, it added to the idea that he was a pretty controversial figure. All in all, Big Boss Man's career was full of moments that got people talking, whether it was for his intense storylines or his hard-hitting style. He definitely left a big mark on wrestling, for better or worse. Everything was going well. There was a bit of controversy stirring and a lot of inspiring that he did, until one day he tragically passed away. On September 22, 2004, the unexpected happened. Traylor suffered a heart attack and passed away in his home in Dallas, Georgia. He was just 41 years old, and the suddenness of his passing left his family and fans in shock. That evening, he was enjoying a quiet night at home with his family and his sister. The house was lively with the sounds of his daughters playing upstairs, while Traylor and the adults relaxed downstairs. His wife Angela had momentarily left the room to take care of something. When she came back around 10 p.m., the scene she walked into was unimaginable. Traylor was unresponsive, lying still on the sofa. Despite the immediate rush to help him, it was too late. This moment deeply affected everyone who knew him. It was not just a personal loss for the family, but a significant loss for the wrestling world as well. In recognition of his impact on the sport and the memories he created for fans around the world, Traylor was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2016. The ceremony was both touching and poignant. his wife and daughter stepped up to accept the award on his behalf, a moment filled with pride yet heavy with emotion. They spoke about his passion for wrestling, his dedication to entertaining fans, and the love he had for his family. Haters said Traylor would now be forgotten, but it's people like you and me who keep him and the sport alive. Back in 1985, after his stint as a corrections officer in Cobb County, Georgia, Traylor stepped into the wrestling world. He started off under his real name, taking on roles, where he didn't always win, in Jim Crockett Promotions. There, he clashed with notable wrestlers like Tully Blanchard and the Road Warriors. Realizing Traylor's potential, the head booker, Dusty Rhodes, decided it was time for a change. After a brief break from TV, Traylor returned as Big Bubba Rogers, a tough bodyguard character for Jim Cornette. He quickly made a name for himself, becoming known for his formidable presence and matches against top names like Dusty Rhodes. In 1987, after Jim Crockett bought the Universal Wrestling Federation, Traylor switched over and soon won the UWF Heavyweight Championship from One Man Gang. Although his reign lasted only a few months, it solidified his standing in the wrestling world. Moving on to World Wrestling Federation in 1988, Traylor transformed into Big Boss Man, a character inspired by his previous job as the corrections officer. This time, he was a villain, often handcuffing his defeated opponents and using a nightstick to maintain order. His feuds with icons like Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage were highlights, featuring prominently in major events. The Big Boss Man character eventually turned face, becoming a good guy in 1990. This change saw him opposing his former manager and siding with heroes like Hulk Hogan. He engaged in several feuds, notably against the Heenan family and later Nails, an ex-convict character seeking revenge. Throughout the 90s, Big Boss Man was a staple in WWF's evolving narrative, participating in various tag team and singles competitions. He even held the Hardcore Championship multiple times, showcasing his versatility and durability in the ring. After a stint in World Championship Wrestling, where he wrestled as The Boss, Traylor returned to WWF in 1998. He adopted a new look and became part of the corporation, Vince McMahon's elite group. His later years in wrestling included more championships and memorable feuds, like his notorious conflict with The Big Show over the WWF Championship. Following his active wrestling career, Traylor shifted focus to helping upcoming wrestlers, working as a trainer in Ohio Valley Wrestling alongside future stars. Outside the ring, Traylor's life was just as full. He was married to his childhood sweetheart, Angela, and was a father to 2 daughters. Despite facing personal challenges, including a serious motorcycle accident, Traylor remained connected to wrestling, participating in events and matches until his later years. Traylor's impact on professional wrestling, characterized by his transformations and intense rivalries, left a lasting legacy remembered by fans and fellow wrestlers alike. I hope you found Big Boss Man's story as fascinating as we did. If you did, why not give us a thumbs up and subscribe? We'd love to hear your thoughts and any memories you have of him, so drop a comment below.